What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trade Academy. This is our afternoon trade show where we come at you guys, giving you guys all the trades that you need to see. You need to see the charts. You need to know how to handle these volatile markets, and that's what we're doing here, guys. But I'm not doing this by myself. I got my boy on here with me today, FD White in the house. What's up, dog? How you doing, man?
Oh, I can't complain, man. Glad I didn't send these trade alerts out, man. We would have got wrecked together, but uh,
Yeah, bad, 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 bad.
I got stopped out, so we'll see what we can find today.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, man. It happens. Alexander G in there saying intro is fire. Um, Go ahead. I'm going to bring you up on the charts real fast just to show what you're seeing. I am getting a little bit of bleeding still, so I'm going to have to set some stuff up here. I don't know what's going on with your mic, but definitely picking me up in your mic. So, but if you want to go ahead and pull up your chart and show people what you're seeing there, let's just go ahead and jump in on that because I want to show people what we're seeing there. I don't know if you're program. There we go. Yep, you're good. Go for it. What are you seeing right now on the charts?
I need to go out to the let's go out to the 4 hour because we've been talking about these levels over and over and over again. So right now we're in this huge channel that I'm seeing. Top side being about 68, bottom side being in the low 50s. So it's looking like we might come back down to this bottom side of this range at about I got about 51.3 to 51.2 for Bitcoin. Yesterday, let's actually zoom into the hourly. Yesterday over on Crypto Nightcap. Let me see. Is this it? Nope. Let's go to my other chart. We talked about this move potentially happening when it was coming down. It was coming up a little bit. So we drew this out, hopefully, hoping that it will come up to about 58,600, 58,700. We never got up there. We just made a lower high and then rolled over, held this as support for a little bit, this 56,700, 56,650 level. And now we are coming back down to test this area that we tested on Tuesday, right here at about 55.8 to 56,000. So, I mean, this is the next level. We take the steps up. Sometime we take the elevator down. So right now it seems like we took the elevator down a little bit, but now we're finding some sort of ground. So we're right at support. I don't really get too bearish at support levels. So I'm looking to hold this. We had some wicks down here, wicks down here. We never came and got this wick at about 55,600 over the past couple hours or the past couple days. So anything I'll be looking for, possibly something like this to happen. Maybe we trickle down, come down to grab that liquidity down there, and then hopefully pop back up into this range here from about 56. So this is a small range. I'm doing small ranges right now because it's scalp season for me. Because if you're in a longs and you're in swing trades, the market is just reversing on a dime. So like I said, I don't have I usually have my TP1, TP2, take profit one, take profit two. Now I'm getting in and I'm getting out. I'm taking my whole bags because the market is just so unstable right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm seeing too, man. I do have a mute button now, so I can mute you real fast with the push of a button. We'll have to figure that out what that audio issue is. But yeah, I'm seeing the same thing too on my charts, man. Let me jump over on mine real fast and I'll show you what I'm seeing here. So jumping in here on Bitcoin, we're actually at some critical levels right now of support that we've got to hold. First off, I'm looking at a 4 hour here, and we're sitting right here on top of this trade band. This is from one of the indicators that I use from Chart Prime, but you can see it's been a key level here a couple of times back here where we tested it, and then currently right now for about it looks like 12 hours. This has been support range for us, and then back here previously when we came above it, obviously that's when it verified it as a resistance and or support, I should say. If we lose that, guys, being the fact that we already got a rejection here off a dynamic reaction came down, if we lose that, we do have a 50 EMA here. Let me see which is that a daily. That's a weekly. We do have a 50-week EMA coming in right here at about $54,000. That will be the next level that I'm watching. But if we come over here, I'm going to pull up these channels and show you guys what I'm seeing here, because there are some key things that I'm watching on this. That is pretty important in my opinion. This one channel here, and this is the one that TradeFly, shout out TradeFly, is always talking about this range. But this range here pretty much was peaking off the top here, had this whole pocket here of a price action around 52,000, and back here in July was also the support. That is where we are coming in right now on that too, right above that. So that's a key level there that we have to watch for support. And then if we go back on this, I want to show you this was also the same channel that we had all of our bounces on in the last cycle too, and was one of our resistance points. So you had these little outlier breakouts here, but for the most part, most of the price action of last cycle fell right inside of that channel perfectly, and that is where we're coming down on right now. So the other piece of critical support that we have right now is the 887 on my historical fibs. Guys, these fibs were pulled from top to bottom of the cycle. So the previous all-time high to the previous to the all-time low there of the cycle there. I guess it was an all-time low, but previous bear cycle low. And then that level coming down gives us these fibs for the retracement. And we're holding that 887 for support right there also. So don't think there's anything else that is, yeah, there is actually. My auto printed fibs here on the daily. This is off my kill box on the Piper Sniper toolkit that you can get using my link for Chart Prime. We're on right now, we're on one of the key levels there, which is the 50%. And it looks like we're poking down below that. What I would watch for, honestly, looking at this on the daily, and we can even bring it over to the 4 hour just so you can see what it looks like. If we come down and we break this and we get a retest on the bottom of this, the OC retest, guys, that would be where I would look for my short entry, and that's what I'm watching right there. So, not saying that this is buy and sell everything right now. I'm just letting you guys know these critical levels of support. These are not just critical levels of support on the chart; they are also critical decision points where you guys need to make decisions on what you're doing with your portfolios, and where you can look at those entries and the plays on those entries, up or down. That's what we can do in trading to make money. So, not legal advice, not financial advice, but if you guys are watching these charts and you understand the stuff that TradeFly and that FD White and I are going to be doing here on Trade Academy, guys, you can absolutely get into some juicy trades, and the downside trades have been making a lot more money in the recent weeks than the longs have. So there you go. FD White, throw it back to you.
Oh, man, so what really I'm concerned about is us losing that mega range that we ran from about 72K down to about 59, 60K. We started using that as resistance now. So now since we didn't get accepted back into that huge range, now we have to look further down and figure out our next range. And we really need to if you can share my screen one more time. I'm sure we've been talking about this level. I know Treyfly has been talking about this pattern, sort of like a descending, broadening wedge. Some people draw it. Looks like they might pull it together. And, looks like a bull flag. So depending on how you draw it, we did have a deviation down here at about 48,322 when we had that Black Monday. But if we move this out the way, we do have this support coming in here. Let's actually draw it off so you can see it, as opposed to me just saying it. We have a little bit of support in confluence with our downward sloping trend line, the bottom side of this descending broadening wedge, coming in at about roughly 50K, which is also a psychological level. You see, we have this area here where we bull flagged. This was over in February to continue our ascension back up to 73K, our cycle high so far. Now we're looking at this level right here, this horizontal level, as support. So see how it all just comes back. It all just comes back full circle, man. So we really want to hold this, and like you said, we really don't want to. I really don't want to see us break down. We had like this deviation right here, but we wicked right back up. Once we hit that 49K level. But right now, what I definitely don't want to see is us coming down, retesting that bottom side of this pattern, and then possibly coming down to these levels over in here at about 43, which is really, really, really my line in the sand. I really want to hold this level if we do continue to go down, because sentiment will be bearish. I mean, it's already bearish, but I mean, we go down to 43K, bull market overcalls are going to be all over the place. So Crypto is speculation right now. So I mean, we can still make money. This is a trading show, so we can still make money going up or down. But for the overall sentiment, is definitely easier when crypto is going up fast. So when you're shorting and when you're in this choppy market like this, the wicks are up and down, up and down, up and down. So you can get chopped out really fast. So that's why like I said, I'm doing a lot of scalping and not even having my take profits. I'm just in and out, in and
Yep.
out, and then I let it compound like that.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I think one of the first top is in calls, official top is in calls came this morning. Was not me. I said we have potential to head down to 35K based on economic data and everything that I'm seeing fundamentally, economically, and technically. But no, Crypto Face actually made the call this morning on his live stream. He said the top is in. So, well, it's a little scary there. So.
I'm gonna have to talk to Crypto Face. We supposed to be doing a little collaboration. He also said last cycle that we would never go back above 69K. So I'm gonna ask him about that once he comes on my channel, man. And he's probably gonna give me hell about it. But you know how Crypto Face is. But I think he's a good trader. He knows how to read the charts. He knows how to read his indicators and whatnot. And I'm seeing him we see him making hundreds of thousands of dollars per day. So you can't take it with a grain of salt if he says something.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, I want you to pull up your screen and just walk me through exactly how you like. What are you looking for with all of the sentiment going on? Are you looking more for shorts right now? Are you looking for longs? And show me, just show the viewers and me on your chart how you are approaching your short setup on this, and what all factors you're taking into account when you do those shorts. Because remember, I do want to specify here. I want to clarify it is easier to get stuck in a short and it goes long and never comes back to your price than it is to get stuck in a long and having to wait depending on your leverage amount and then taking that stop loss. So how do you approach this, and what is your key factors that you look for in indicators? So
So when I'm looking for shorts, let's go to this. We're on the hourly time frame right now. We can talk about what I was looking for a few days ago. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger. So usually, what I'm looking for in a short, I look for, or even a long, I look for retraces. So if the overall trend, I'm on the hourly. If the overall trend is down, as we see, we're making lower highs. I'm looking for maybe a bounce up to the top side resistance, and then a continuation downward. So that's what I look for. And then reverse, if we're the trend is up, like they say the trend is your friend, which is right, you know what I mean. But I look for, if we're in a bearish trend, I'll look for retraces up and then hit the top side of some resistance level, and then I'll short. And then for confluence, what I usually look for, it just depends. I'll look for money flow. I'll look for divergences, really divergences on longer time frames, like the 4 hour or the daily is what I really use to like call, shorter term tops or shorter term bottoms. But right now, like I said, I'm really zoomed in. I'm really honed in on the hour and below. So I already have all my levels, my macro levels drawn out, since the start of the cycle. And then I'll just zoom in, like I said, to the hourly. I'll zoom in to the 15 and the 5. I don't go any lower than the 5. And then I'll just play it like that. So even right here, this level that we're in right now is support. So we're coming in at support right now. We're sitting at about 56K. So what would be my next short level? If I'm looking for a short, I'll be looking for some sort of bounce back to this top side resistance that used to be support. It was support over here, then we lost it. It was resistance over here. So I'm just going to play the game. I'm going to play the game. So I'll look for some sort of retracement back up to the top, and then continuation. And sometimes we don't even go back to the top side. Sometimes we just make, lower highs. So it really just depends, man. Like trading, sometimes it's time in the market. You can kind of see how these markets are moving. But then, when you're trying to predict, like if we didn't get to the top side here, I'll possibly look for a lower high, which will be in confluence, with some of these levels in here, coming in at this area here. So it really just depends on how the market is moving. With the overall stock market, I'm actually keeping a close eye on the stock market as well, because once we got that sell off, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, we're not getting bounces. We're not getting any significant bounces. We usually, like, we're used to getting these huge bounces after these sell-offs. We're not getting anything really. Like Nvidia is up like what? It's up like 1%. The Nasdaq was flat. S&P was flat. I think the Dow was up a little bit, but we're not getting anything. So it's a lot of factors that I take into it. But when it just comes to the technical, the technicals, I'm either looking for retraces to the bottom side of our SR, our support resistance levels for short, or let's actually clean this up a little bit. Or I'll be looking for, if we do reclaim like a certain level. Let me see. We can draw it out here. I need to get a new mouse. If we do have like reclaim a certain level, like I was looking at a near trade, I'll show you in a minute. If we do reclaim like a certain level, I wouldn't just blindly short here. I would have to see like some candles close below here and then go. But if we do, like, let's say we start flagging above here, come back in here. If we get accepted back into this range, this overall range in here, then I'll look for, us to bounce back up. But a retest. I'm always looking for retest. That's really the name of the game. I don't just blindly long breakouts. I'm usually looking for retest.
Yeah, OC is famous for that retest also. So he always waits for that retest, and that is for darn sure. So looking at Alex O here in the chat, he said, "What you got?"
Oh, I will say this though. Like when the market turns mega bullish, like during mega bullish turns in the market, we we might not get retests. Like the market's just going up, 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 like parabolically. Well, not even parabolically, but if you look, like between like February and April, or January and April or March, we didn't have a lot of retests. We didn't have a lot of retests. We might have had like a lot of flags, a lot of ascending triangles, a lot of bull pennants and things, falling wedges, whatever you want to call them, things like that. But we really didn't get a lot of retests because it was just money pouring. We didn't have a lot of sellers. It's just a battle of buyers and sellers at these consolidation areas. But when it's full FOMO in the works, it's just more buyers. So you're really not gonna get those retests. So you got to know the environment as well.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. One thing that I wanted to point out, Alex always said this is easy trading. If you built in the bear market, you gotta love this music, this movement, and that is true. That is true. This is easy trading. You trade the trend. Any trading is easy when it's trending. It's when it's in that choppy sideways that you have to get into. Hey, okay, let me identify this pocket, this range, and then start trading that. But when it's in a trend, it absolutely is easy, especially when you know that you're going to get these little bounces that are going to hit key resistance levels. Like I got a couple here. I'll show you. For example, here, looking at this bounce that we had up here, this is on the daily. We had all the support here on the 300, and I'm looking at chain link right now. We actually came up, hit the value area low in the 100-day weekly moving average, and then bam, fell back down. Right, so hitting this key level right here, you get above that level, and you're like, okay, well, that's a 100-day exponential moving or 100-week exponential moving average. And then I've got the value area low here too. That's double confluence. You start getting on my oscillator pro, all of the peak seeker and the downtrend, bearish divergence printed on here, overbought printed, like all of this was saying it was time. And then we start to see this curve here of the volume saying, hey, we're heading to the downside. Now you got the volume going down. You've got the money flow coming down. All of this turned very bearish, right? So yeah, looking at this from that perspective of how can I get into to trade this trend, just wait for it, that pullback there. We broke it here, right? It was previous support. We came down, yep, and just so you probably were waiting for a couple of weeks here, looking at a daily on this for it to come back up, but it's going to do that. Even if we move this over to the 4 hour, you can see this was just a very strong level. So getting up to that point, hitting that 100-week moving average to the downside, that's a decent little move there. Let's just measure it off. Yeah, that's about just to that range box that I had in there is about 12%. Let me see here, about 14% with no leverage, down to where we are currently. It was about 24% with no leverage. So right now, though, I am watching this on the daily with Chainlink. While we're on here, I'll go ahead and do that TA run through. We are losing that 300-week moving average there now on the daily. And so, guys, I am watching for it to come back down to this previous range. Let me isolate this off. And we'll talk about this because this previous range back here was very strong. I said this is likely where we would find support bounce back here, which we did perfectly. I do think we're going to come back down here. And that move right now, if you put that trade in and get in on that right there, you're looking actually at about 17.5%. So what I would do with that, back onto the 4 hour, clean off the Mexican spaghetti, and then look for that retest there. Let me get that off. There we go. Look for that retest there once this comes back under, to retest, because these are, it's a weekly EMA on a 4 hour chart, so it's not fully extended over. But look for that retest there, and then that would be where I would look for that short on chain link. So, but yeah, if you were accumulating in the bear market, most of my Ethereum is sub $1,000. My average cost on Bitcoin, $22,000. Does not change the fact, though, that when you see $300,000 in 4 months erased in profit, you're stupid to sit there and watch the other 300,000 go if you are convicted that the economic indicators and everything that's going on economically in the world, the contracting economy, does not support a booming market. I don't care what cycle you're in. We've never had that in Bitcoin cycle, nothing to compare it on. So I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, if you've been accumulating in the bear cycle and you're long term convicted to hold, and you don't mind watching 80% of your profits go away, then yeah, absolutely go for it. But smart money is buying gold and bonds right now. That should be a good indicator for people. Who else we got here? We got Rokono. She said, "Hey folks, how you doing, Piper? I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Um, okay, I want to know, what are your strategies for practicing patience? Set it, and if it doesn't hit, I don't chase it. I will not chase a trade. I had one for Bitcoin, actually, uh, that I just discussed the other day here on the show. Coming over here and looking at it, I had an entry for $60,000 here on, it was actually 59,985. I know the number exactly. It would have been 59,985, would have been about right in, oh nope, too much, right about right there. That would have been the line for my short on Bitcoin. I put it in, never actually quite made it. That move, though, had it been picked up, would have been at least 7%, just off of, without any leverage. So I do typically tend to do a lower leverage with a higher amount. So I guess it would have been about 21% on a good move. So that would have been a good trade. But yeah, if it doesn't get picked up, you don't chase your trades. No position can be a position. So yeah, that's what I do. How about you, FD? What is your patience level like? How do you work that zen when you're trading? Because the psychology is the number one enemy of traders, like, as we know. So
But yeah, just talking to some traders the other, I think it was Tuesday, and one guy, he was a 50-50 trader, like 50% profitable, but 50% unprofitable trade wise, and his gains outweighed his losses so much. And it was just like, I have my strategy, and I only want to lose this much, and I let some of my winners win. So me personally, I've been trying to implement that a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do chase trades. Like if I do have a set trend lines that I put my alerts at, but if it doesn't come and touch my trend line, or it doesn't come all the way down, or it doesn't come all the way up, and I see it, the momentum is still gaining, like money flow is getting thick, or a lot of things are happening in the overall fundamental space as well, then I will try to not chase, but I'll jump on the train, so to say. So that's just one of the things, and it also depends. Like, it depends on why I'm trading. Like, sometimes I'll trade, you know, like when I was overseas. Some days I was trading to eat, like, you know what I mean, because that was one of the things. So when you're trading that you actually need that money, you know what I mean, it's a lot harder than just not needing it and just trading it as you treating it as, like, just coming in as a day job or things like that. So it just depends on the headspace that I'm in. If I'm like a little stressed out or something, I try not to trade. So because everything correlates or comes over to trading. So you gotta just be a well-rounded individual, as opposed to just being a well-rounded trader. It really makes you a little stoic and a little bit more even keel in your overall personality. Well, it helped me a lot.
I'm muted. There we go. I'm back. I got to mute myself and mute you until we get that figured out. I don't know if it's your cable or what. But it's definitely, when I unmute you, I can hear myself coming through. So what are you? What are you watching on alts right now that you're looking for trades on there? Are you primarily just watching Bitcoin until you see a move and then you look at your alts, or what are you looking for in your alts?
So I'm Solana right now. You're gonna come on my screen. So I kind of wanted to see this move with Solana when we were coming down. I thought we were going to get some sort of reversal and possibly take out. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Get some type of reversal, because every time we've come down to this level in the past is 124 level. Like we V bottomed, or we really we came down here and we popped right back up. Came down to this 124 level, popped back right back up. So one, two, three, four times we came down to that level, popped right back up. So I'm like, okay, this is what happened. We came down, so I'm expecting us, or hopefully we come back up, pop up, OC retest, and then we make our way back to the we got 200, the 50, and the 100-day coming down. So we probably would have ended up somewhere in this area at about 145, 146. We're not getting that. We're not getting that, which is not a good sign. This is just showing the weakness in the market. And Solana has been a darling for the most part for this whole bull run until as of late. So now we're holding this level that we were just slicing right back through. Once we came down to this level, we're using it as resistance. So if we don't hold this 124, 125 level, this is like macro. Let's like go to the data. This is like a macro SR flip, SR level. So you see, we held it as resistance all throughout the bear, all throughout the bear, all throughout. Like we were, yeah, that's when Solana was dead. But then it came back to life, used it as resistance, came all the way down, finally broke through. And when we did break through, I mean, we went all the way up to about 205. Now we just basically retraced this whole move. Now this is where the bull run really started in the end of November, December 2023. So now this is what I'm looking for. We need to hold this for Solana. If we lose this, then I'm definitely looking for shorts, possibly starting to go under, probably about $100. Of course, that'll be a psychological level. The big round numbers are psychological levels. And then anything below that, that means the market is just, puking. So I'm hoping Solana holds this level right here, but we just been in the downtrend. We had this little deviation here when we popped back up to about 190. But for the most part, we just been making lower highs. And now we're at this macro support resistance flip. And I want to see what it does right here. So Bitcoin to see what happens. But it's
Hey,
not looking good, too good.
FD, Darren does things in the chat. He said Sol's going back to 80. What is $80 looking like on there? What's in that range?
Let's see, 80. So we did have we got a wick down here. Let's actually draw it out, because I have seen a couple calls for around 75 to 80. So we can just draw here. Yep. So we had some levels here. This was back in January, December 2023. So that's definitely some levels. We can even go back. Let's see how far, which chart I'm using. Wow. Yeah. So March 2022. So I just drew this line. So shout out to him, man.
Good call. Good call, DDT.
Yeah, so this will definitely be a level that if we do lose that $100 psychological level, be looking probably for $80 fairly quick. So good call. Good call. Keep that on my chart.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one there for sure. Let's see who else we got in the chat here. Let's take a look and see who we got in here. Wick 589 in the house, obviously. We got Seth Shepard. She's talking about altcoin misery, and that's a thing, bro. He's actually asking about the VWAP right now, using the VWAP. I used to use the VWAP some. Anchored VWAP is pretty good, but I've got a lot of other indicators and too much on there. Everyone's got their own strategy. Do you use the VWAP at all on your strategy?
I was using the market cipher VWAP, but that's VWAP is not. I don't think it's like the same as the VWAPs, like the traditional definition of VWAP. So I think CryptoFace was explaining it to me. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I knew how to use it on those indicators. But I don't think that's like the VWAP that you use, just when you pop it open on TradingView. I think it's a little bit different. But I don't use the VWAP. I think Alex O uses it. If he's still in the chat. But it is definitely something that I've seen traders use for support and resistance. And they, if it's above it, it'll come down, retest, pop off of it. So I have seen some traders use it, but I really don't use the VWAP. It's too many things throw me off. Too many things throw me off. Like I have a system, I have some settings that I have and I stick to it, and I've kind of like not mastered it because you never can be a master of it, but you
I
really
don't
kind
know.
of.
Alex O is pretty damn good with it. He even said in the chat it's his bread and butter. He uses it a lot. But yeah, there are some people out there that it's their make or break on support and resistance. Like this moving up or this moving down to this level or out of this level is trade triggers for a lot of times for some people. So one of the things I do, which hey, everyone's got. You talked about the one that's in right there in Market Cipher. I use the one that's actually in Chart Prime on the new Oscillator Pro. But I actually talked about this morning. It was one of the monthly indicators that was triggering that was making me very very bearish on Bitcoin. That little orange marker right there is actually VWAP oversold and overbought. I mean, and then the green one on the bottom is VWAP oversold. So it's actually built in, just showing you when it's breaking those tops and bottoms. But I don't actually use the VWAP on my charts. But yeah, everyone's got different strategies and different approaches. This something that I started with, but fell away from it. Got into using daily Bollinger Bands some. So intraday scalping, though, it's a beauty, Alex O says, and that is probably very true. I'm more of a swing trader, and he's definitely a scalp trader. So
Bollinger Bands, I definitely use the Bollinger Bands when it comes to like longer, like if we're consolidating for a longer time, or if we're, the trend has been going on for a long time. I'll pop over, open some Bollinger Bands to, see if we get that squeeze, and then I'll start to, look for other indicators to see if we, I don't have them up right now, but I'm just saying, this
yeah,
what I was, this,
you want
this,
to pull one up there and show what you're talking about, or
um, let me see. What is this? Near protocol. Let me see. So I got three different trading views. I don't think I have the right one up. No, two different.
no
So
worries. No,
come back to me in 2 seconds.
yep, no worries, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up one of my strategies that I use here. Gotta mute you again, man. I can't hear myself talking into the ear. One of the strategies that I use here a lot of times is on this side by side and this Bollinger. This one actually has Bollinger Bands on the daily that I'm using on it. You can see there it pegged on it right now. We're hitting the bottom of it. But I use this side by side on the 4 hour. It's you can see that they're both linked. When I move one, it moves the other. This gives me the ability to sit there and put where I don't have all of my indicators on one chart, but I can see over here, there's my Bollinger Band. There's the mid level of it that we rejected off of. And then I've also got RSI Prime down here next to my oscillator. And so I can see all of this on a side by side method. It helps a lot. I'm not even showing you guys. Let me pull that over there. There you go. Side by side method that I'm seeing here for this. And if you guys look here on the right side, I got the Bollinger Bands. On the left side there, I've got the regular, exponential moving averages and my trend lines, stuff like that, my chart prime indicators. So with this, I can see when we're getting really hot here. You can see up here, we went and there was not any resistance up there really, but unless I obviously throw on my key indicators, nope, still not getting value area low there. That's what we got for that range, or value area high. That might be. I'm not sure. Let me check which one. Yeah, it's value area high that we had a rejection on there. But I could also see over here on my side chart, we were breaking the Bollinger Band, getting really overheated and hot here on RSI primed. And we were also triggering all the stuff there. So that's obviously a good short opportunity running there on that 4 hour. So that's what I use Bollinger Bands for, that squeeze. And matter of fact, we're actually getting a squeeze right now on those. So something to keep an eye on there. Let's jump over back to here. Are you good on your chart? You ready to go?
Yeah, I got something to say like about like I don't know if anybody else has noticed, like with the altcoins going down and really not recovering, the liquidity has been a little bit lower. So with the liquidity being a little bit lower, I think I tried to trade I think it was near protocol, and the spreads are getting a little bit wider. So be on the lookout, for that too. With these when you're marketing in, marketing out, because I know a lot of people were saying, to catch some of these moves, because the market has been moving, so violently that they've been marketing in and marketing out. But I've been seeing the fees. I have to look at the funding rates, but
Yeah,
for the most,
the spreads have been eating up. If you're marketing in and marketing out, not setting a limit order to get into your trades, right now those market orders with that spread, the slippage, it's killing your profit margin. So be very careful with that. Yeah, I want to break.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up because somebody had asked me that. I think it was on Crypto Nightcap yesterday. But I am still looking for altcoins because when Bitcoin does bounce, or hopefully it does bounce, it bounces hard. You know, altcoins are going to run, and we kind of seen which ones have have ran. You know, once Bitcoin flips bullish again, or once Bitcoin runs. So I definitely keep altcoins on my radar, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been trading altcoins like that. I've just been trading Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum. I kind of suck
And
at trading Ethereum.
Popcat sucking
Oh yeah,
sucking all of the liquidity out of Popcat with your trade.
hey, Popcat funded my whole life for at least 2.5 months, man. I'm not gonna lie, man, because Popcat moves and the respect levels. I'm gonna keep telling people that. So if you want something that goes, go to Popcat. But for the most part, like when it comes to these altcoins, I've really only been trading like 90%, 95% Bitcoin. Because it has still been respecting these levels. It's just getting smacked around. You know, it's just getting smacked around. So we got to just keep our head open and keep our minds open and just keep going from there. And just hopefully we can get some type of reversal, like we all hope in October. You know, end of September going into October. So right now it's capital preservation. We're talking as traders. So right now it's capital preservation. Don't try to take every trade. Don't try to over trade. Wait till the market gives a nice direction. A lot of people are only comfortable longing. You know, they feel more comfortable longing. So if you feel comfortable, just longing, swing longing, then this might not be the market for you. But if the market does flip, bullish again going into the end of September, October, November, then I'll be back to trade altcoins more than Bitcoin because I used to didn't really trade Bitcoin, but right now I'm only trading really Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum and Popcat.
Yeah, want to give a shout out to Buck. He said the tighter the bands, the closer you are to a push up or down, right? That is correct. And then also, Alex O was talking about the quantum bands, FD. This is what he was talking about, if you were wondering. This is part of the Market Oracle Pro, and they're called quantum bands. They're pretty darn good. But you can see here, I'm looking at this on the 12-hour chart, and you can see broke it there and then ended up to the downside, broke it to the downside, ended up there, another down move. Pretty much when it breaks these levels, you always get some type of little move. And obviously on the lower time frames for intraday trading, this works pretty darn good for some swing trades on smaller time frames. Just looking at it on the 12-hour there. In case anybody was wondering, that's a quantum band, an FD. You should have access to this in your indicators when you as you get more practice with chart prime there. So.
Yeah. I got it all. I got it all. I've been going down the rabbit hole, man. Chart Prime just 24 hours. They got a stream that's been going on for like 5 years, man. Like what's going I just went over to their YouTube channel, man, and they got a lot of stuff. I seen some stuff over there with you too, some early stuff. So it's
Yeah,
been
back in the day amateur years,
yeah,
like yesterday.
man. So I just take it a day at a time. And I don't want to bombard myself with too much right now because I'm still trying to make money. So as these lessons come along, OC's helping me out. So we'll definitely get there.
Yeah, he's OC's an excellent instructor. But we're going to go ahead and get close to wrapping this up here, guys. Big story right now is um, markets are dangerous, they're volatile, and there's a lot of bearishness right now. If you are going to trade, look for these key levels of your long, like the strategies, and the Bollinger Bands are the VWAPs or whatever you're using for your support and resistances, horizontals, diagonals, quantum reactors. It doesn't matter. They're all support resistance. And make sure you have good, strong confluence. Make sure you're looking at your oscillators to add to that confluence. And then when you get these trades in, guys, you got to use risk management. That is going to be your number one survival tool to make it through these periods right like this. Because if you are thinking that, hey, I'm still feeling bullish, right? Your emotional internal thought process says I'm bullish still, and you want to go into a long, make sure you're setting that tight stop loss. The worst case scenario, you're wrong and you protected your money on a good risk to reward strategy. The last thing I want anybody to do is go on, yellow in 100x, no stop loss, and then they just wipe themselves out even more, especially if you're holding. You don't want to wipe out your trade account while you're also holding and it's losing value, so be very careful there. That's my advice that I want to give. we are about to jump over into our Discord for our Suma members over there, and our Blowfin members, and our Chart Prime. So if you're one of our members, or you have Chart Prime, or you have a Blowfin, make sure you reach out in our Discord. Links are all down below, and you guys can get in there. It's about time for TA 101 over there, so I need to cut this episode a little bit short. But FD, I'm going to leave it to you to talk about, your what's your mindset about trading right now, and what is your plan today, tomorrow, this weekend, based on the current market picture that you're seeing.
Okay, so I gotta figure out what I'm not sure. I know you probably know what economic data we have coming tomorrow, but we got a lot already so far. And we're not, like
Huge
I
one,
said,
big one, unemployment tomorrow.
okay, yeah, unemployment. So that's a big one. So I'll be waiting till I don't trade news anymore, man. I got wrecked. My last time I tried to trade news, I tried to trade the Nvidia earnings, and they came out pretty good. I thought I was long, and I got wrecked. So right now, I'm trying to see how the market settles. I'll probably see how the market settles after that. And I'm really closely watching. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm really closely watching Nvidia, man. I'm watching Nvidia because Nvidia has been the market, the stock market for the most part, and it's been a great gauge of the animal spirits of the equity. So I'm watching Nvidia. Nvidia needs to. We didn't get a huge bounce from these levels. We're still just kind of flat, pretty flat. We came down. We're still pretty flat. So I'm watching Nvidia. Hopefully, if we lose 100 on Nvidia, I'm expecting just the overall the crypto to go down too. I'm expecting it all to go down. So my number one thing right now is capital preservation until the end of September. So if I see something good, a real good setup, I'll take it. I'm not coming and sitting down and just trying to trade. Like a lot of times, like at the beginning, I was either over analyzing or over trading. Over analyzing with like 10 different indicators on, and three confluences here, two non-confluences, and it was just like, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just stick to what I know, stick to these, and use proper risk management. And then I started to fare well that way. So I'm just really I'm keeping my eye on the overall market, even though a lot of technical traders say charts are the only thing that matter. I don't believe that. I believe it all matters. You have to take it all into account. So of course we're going to talk. It's a trading show. We're going to talk 85, 90%, charts, but to negate the fundamentals and to negate data and news that comes out, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I will be looking out for that unemployment number tomorrow, and we'll see if good news is good news, bad news is good news, bad news is good news is good news is bad news. It's just all over the place. So once we get a clear direction,
Absolutely.
I'll be definitely try to take some. And I'm only scalping right now. I'm only scalping until we break back into that 59, 60K convincingly, and then really I want to see 64, because we've been saying 59, 60, and we've been coming in, and we haven't been holding it. So now I'm upping my level to what I want to see to get a little bit more bullish sentimentally is 64K for Bitcoin. But just give it some time. We all know how September can be.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Alex O said tomorrow a lot of people going to get wrecked. He thinks it's going to be 4.2. Let me jump over here and show you guys what he's talking about. Guys, this data coming out tomorrow. We're going to have non-farm payrolls right now projected to be much higher than what it was. I bet this is not even, I bet it's closer to this than it is this. There we go. And then unemployment rate, he's saying 4.2. That's the consensus. I say 4.2 is probably correct, but in reality, it's going to be way worse than that. It's actually going to be higher than this 4.3, probably 4.4, 4.5. If it does come in at 4.2, I'm calling BS. It's just more manipulation of those numbers, and we'll get the true revised numbers, which will actually be coming out later on because that's what they do. Overall, I just saw a post earlier on X. Let me go see if I can find that real fast, so I could show you guys what that was, because it was pretty interesting what's going on with this data. Let me go here. Oh, yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know, number of rate cuts now in 2024 projected 4. 4 in the next 4 months, guys. So 5 months, I guess. So that's one of the things, but it was right over here. They were talking about job numbers Prediction markets expecting expectations for tomorrow's August job report just tanked by 26,000 jobs within 24 hours. 24 hours ago, the markets projected 174,000 jobs would be added in August. Now it dropped down to 159,000 jobs. They cut 26,000 jobs out of their projection within 24 hours. Yeah, data's not looking good. And I would say that if it is going to be a 4.2 tomorrow, it's not real, and it's all made up and make believe. So we're going to get those true numbers that come out not too far down the road, and it's going to actually be worse than that because we are in an economic contraction. Labor market is weakening, and now they're talking about 4 price cuts. That's what sends things down. So market's going down, probably going to be the norm for a while. And when we do get those rallies, like I said, look for your resistances. That's where you set your shorts at and get in on it. If you do get little bounces, make sure it's very tight stop loss because, as the thumbnail said, trade the trend. And that's what you need to do right now. And the trend is down. So kick it over to you, FD. If you got anything that you want to put out, we'll wrap it up. If not,
So we do have crypto nightcap tonight, 8:30 Eastern time. Me and Trey Fly will be talking about some stuff. And then Alex O did just remind me. He said he'll come hang out with him at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow. I think. I'm not sure what time he streams. I think it's 8:30 or 8 o'clock. So we'll probably all go over there and get the economic data if it comes out. I think it comes out at 8:30 a.m. So everybody go over and support Alex O. Learn some more stuff. And just trade and get some trading, man. See how this economic data comes out, and then start your engines. Really, start your engine.
Yeah, that data will actually be out about an hour before I go live. So yeah, he'll be live when this drops, and then I'll be going live at market open right here on the morning market report, guys. So there you go. FD, I appreciate you being on here with me today, brother. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. So we are going to be live in the Discord. Summa Cum Laude. I had to think of the name there. Summa Cum Laude in the Discord. We're going to be live with you guys over there for Blowfin, Chart Prime, and Summa Cum Laude members here in about 12 minutes. We'll catch you guys over there. Until next time, guys, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.